live on the Recyard every Wednesday night. Toonche!
Well done, madam.
Hey, we are live on the Recyard. It is Wednesday night, 7 o'clock Central Time. We have a very special episode for you guys. It is a Thanksgiving special, and I'm so excited. Toonche, we already have people in the waiting room.
They're here for it. And I can't wait to do my turkey noise for folks.
Turkey
It's not,
noise.
I can gobble like a turkey. It sounds pretty good.
We
I'm
didn't
really
talk
excited.
about this before the show.
Well, I like to surprise you.
I don't know if the people want to hear you sound like a turkey, Toonche.
I just feel like they do. We'll see. We'll let them. We'll let them tell
We'll
us.
let the people decide. We'll let the people decide. Guys, my name is Marci Marie.
And I'm Toonche.
And we are on the Recyard. Thank you for being here. We're already seeing you guys in the chat. We're so happy to see you. We love when we get in the studio and you guys are already lighting up the chat room. We appreciate you. You guys are our community. We look forward to Wednesday nights. Thank you so much for tapping your screen or hitting that like button, however you're watching us. We appreciate that. We appreciate you sharing this live. We appreciate your comments. If you're listening wherever you hear your favorite podcasts, we absolutely appreciate the reviews. Those mean everything. All of those things combined help us to reach an even broader audience and share the cold, hard truths and the good stuff that happens in Texas prisons. We're going to be talking about some of the good things that didn't happen because of the agency, but happened because of community inside. And we already have some guests on here. Toonche, we have a weekly recap, but I kind of want to skip it. I want to jump right in. What do you think?
Well, let's just I'm not good with this. Do it real quick.
Do it real quick. Well, here's the thing. I have to do this first. Hey, Toonche, let's do a weekly recap. We did have a couple things going on this week. And so I will share mine really quickly. I was invited by Representative Carl Sherman, who is a House representative for the Denton area, north of Dallas. I want to say District 109, but don't get me to lying. And he is also in the running to become Texas or for the U.S. Senate, to represent Texas in the U.S. Senate. Now, all those words get jumbled up. What I do know is this man is a champion for humane conditions in Texas prisons, so he has my vote, and I was really completely honored when he invited me to this fancy gala, and I went. I mingled. I looked for other formerly incarcerated people and didn't find any. I was not in my element, honestly, but it was lots of fun, and I made some good connections, and I felt like I was kind of at a ball almost. It was really fancy.
Nice. Yeah, well, you looked gorgeous. You looked like you were having a good time, and I'm so glad you were able. I'm so glad he invited you. That was really cool. It was really good, great opportunity. And he's so great. He's such a great guy, and he's he's a leader that actually is for the people in the community. And I would love to see him replace Ted Cruz.
Absolutely. I would absolutely love that as well. So you were at a political event.
I was. If our lovely community here may remember Angel Carroll, she was on a couple of weeks ago. She's running for House District 52 in Texas, which is the Williamson County area. So yeah, me and Mandy and another member of Lioness, Michelle, were at one of her meet and greets there in Georgetown, and it was a really good time. She's brilliant, and I can't wait to see her win office.
So we have some folks, and just moving right along. You can tell I'm anxious to jump in.
Well, jump in, jump right on in.
We just have so many good people already in the waiting room. And but I want to say that someone is already letting me know that, hey, the link that they sent may or not be working. If you go you're looking, Maria, from Facebook. On our Facebook Linus page, I posted the link there as well. And so you can hit that. So what we're doing tonight, guys, we're talking about, prison, y'all. Prison sucks. In case you don't know it, in case it's your first time listening to our show, we have 30 years under our belts between the two of us, and it absolutely stunk. It was horrible. But there were things to be grateful for in there. And we were able to find that. We were able to, through community and for me, through each other's support, we were able to find that community. Could we invite Mandy in and let her tell us what she's grateful for?
Well, absolutely.
So this is Mandy J. Zapata, who is a regional director for Lioness Justice Impacted Women's Alliance. She's over the Austin area. If you ladies are in that area, you definitely want to know Mandy. She's got big things going in that area, and she's also our friend. And Toonche, you did time with Mandy.
I did. She's one of my favorite people.
Mandy, welcome.
Hey guys, it's like a little Friendsgiving right before
Right.
Yes, it does feel like Friendsgiving. I love it so much.
I was actually excited. I thought we were gonna pop on like the Brady Bunch.
Mandy, how much time did you do?
I did 7 years, and I bounced all around, so I don't have like a real unit. I guess Mountain View was where I did most of my time.
So, what kind of things were you grateful for while you were inside?
What I was grateful for inside, I always appreciated people who had done a good amount of time. They always brought a different level of perspective. And it also helped me put my own issues in perspective. Like if they had been there for 10 years and I was on 4, it made me a little bit more grateful. And then they taught me things like what they cooked and what the way that they started to kind of make little gifts and do these little it's almost like home ec stuff. Like they would make little arts and crafts and you wouldn't even have known, but it became more of like a cozy family environment within our little community in each dorm and the friendships that we had. So it helped build like a camaraderie that made you not feel so alone during the holiday season. I was really grateful for that.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll probably hear that'll be the running theme. I think is certainly for me too, is the things that I was grateful for was just not feeling alone because I had my friends and people that I cared about that I was surrounded with. So that helped a lot.
Yeah, I love that. So we would call those folks like the old schools
Yeah.
that had done more time than us.
Yes.
And they did guide us. And I hadn't even, as I was running through all the things I was grateful for inside, I didn't think about it that way. So you spun it different for me. And the way that we were able to learn from each other. And then in turn, when we had been there a minute, how we were able to guide the people.
It was almost like, and I didn't realize this then, but I realize it now, is I was kind of I was a youngster, like I was in my early 20s, mid 20s. And it was almost like some of them would take me under their wing, like a little mama hen. And I appreciated that.
Yeah, I love it. And then what about now, Mandy?
Now I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful to be able to spend the time with my kids. And it actually, in retrospect, I'm grateful for even the times where like I get frustrated or overwhelmed, remembering where I was and where I'm at now and how you kind of like prayed for this day. And it gives you just that little extra grateful, thankful when you get to sit down with your family and have the meal. So I'm really grateful for just that.
Thank you, Mandy. Anything else, Jen?
I love you so much, Mandy.
I love you too.
You're like, gosh, Jennifer, did you? I'm going to be real personal right in front of everybody. I love you so much.
I love you a lot. You helped me.
Yes. Yes. And it's a different kind of bond when you've done time with somebody. It's like levels, right? For me, it's if you've done time, period, we're on a whole nother level. But then if we were locked up together, if I saw you personally at your worst and you saw like the people that have seen me down, baby, and you're still rocking with me. That's a whole nother level.
No, that's for sure.
And
And
my
something that I really
uh,
appreciate. Oh, I'm sorry. What?
no, just very quickly, this is my
Oh, I'm
mama.
sorry. I was
This
just
is
gonna
my
say,
mama. Mama Sean says she loves you, Mandy, too.
oh, I love Mama Sean. She's so beautiful. Hi.
Okay, Mandy, thanks for popping on. We appreciate you.
Alrighty. Y'all have a great night. And if I don't talk to y'all tomorrow, happy Thanksgiving.
You
Happy
too, Mandy.
Thanksgiving. Bye.
She's so wonderful.
She is. She's a keeper. I promise you. I knew then I was going to keep her.
Yeah, and she's a powerhouse. She is a powerhouse advocate, not to be reckoned with, honestly.
Right.
Honestly, she got up in front of legislation. She offered testimony there. She's plans at events. We were in Gatesville, in what felt like the lion's den the first day. We have come to find out since then that Gatesville is a very friendly town, but it's also a prison town where lots of us were incarcerated for lots of years. But she just dove right in. She was talking to the community, and I was like, wow. Man, show us how you did that. She was giving lessons.
Yeah.
Our chat is lighting up, and I appreciate that so much. I think that uh, Lisa's trying to get on, and I want to get her while she's here because I know that she's in a rural community and may not have very good service. This is my friend, Lisa. Lisa and I were incarcerated together on the Dr. Lane Murray unit, and she has 29. How many years, Lisa? How many years were you incarcerated for?
28.
28 years. Welcome to the Rec Yard, Lisa. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, I finally got on.
You got it.
We appreciate you so much. Lisa, we're just talking about what we were grateful for while we were incarcerated.
Well, I was grateful during the holidays when I worked in the kitchen because I got to cook the food, make the food good. Grateful for friends, friends in there are really a blessing, to, take you through those holidays because you're missing your family, So I was grateful for that, you know.
I
Yes,
love that you brought up, of course, of friends that became our
yes,
family in there,
yes.
and in a way filled some of the emptiness that we were missing from being away from our loved ones outside. So I don't want to just skip over that, but let's talk about the food.
Yeah.
What kind of, you worked in the kitchen, so they do a pretty big spread for Thanksgiving.
They did really good on Lane Murray. I don't know about the other units, but I know they did real good on Lane Murray. We had smoked turkeys. Remember that one year, me and Mika, we smoked the turkeys.
Yes, I
Yeah.
remember walking down Main Street and being and thinking, "Oh, they must be for the officers." And then the kitchen workers came in and they were like, "Y'all, guess what?" We were so excited. Yeah. Yeah, y'all did a tremendous job, and I think Lisa froze on us.
Oh, God.
And look, this smile is so funny that's froze, and so those of you who aren't watching, she's got a big cheesy grin on her face like she planned to freeze at that moment, but I'm gonna go ahead and let her go. Lisa, thank you. Um,
Yeah.
I love you, Lisa. Thanks for hopping on. I'm so glad you're home, and we're getting to visit here
Okay.
instead of oh, you made it. You froze for a moment.
I'm on froze.
You know what I
Oh
was
man.
thinking? I was thinking that I was grateful that we were communicating this way instead of signing through the window in cell block. She's
Okay.
good.
Right.
Yeah. Well, thanks for
I think I
hopping
gotta
on.
move slow.
Yeah, that's what I thought, that you were in a pretty rural spot. So, thank you for joining us, Lisa. We appreciate you so much. You're welcome back. Definitely, you have a story to tell. If you guys want to hear
Yes.
Lisa's story, she is on my YouTube channel, and she talks about some of her experiences in prison and after prison there. Any final words, Jen?
Well, I really honor 28 years. She remembers when, y'all think the food was good over the past couple of years. Man, way back in the day, and one day when Belinda gets home, she'll be able to share too, just like it was, oh man, it was a lot.
It was
You looked
more.
forward to it. Yes, girl, it was more, and you looked forward to it all year. So thank you, Lisa, for doing a great job in the kitchen.
She froze, and I swear it again, even the second time she froze, the smile looked
It
like it
was
was
so great.
planned. It was right on. So I'm was not monitoring the chat as well as I normally do, and how do you have a hater on the Thanksgiving special?
It's
So,
really unbelievable. It's
um
unbelievable.
yeah, and I know when my mama speaks up that it's going down. So this is my mom saying no room for haters here, and it's not. This is a time that we're just showing gratitude and love for one another.
Well,
And so
Marcy, when somebody comes with the negativity, I mean, our group here, Stephen and Judy and Mom and everybody, just they let them know very quickly that's not welcome here.
yeah,
So
and we appreciate that so much. Um, I Jerry said that Fran was with her for 4 days and she sent her the link so she might get to be watching or possibly hopping on here. I want to kind of Jerry now Jerry Toonche, we were incarcerated with Jerry. Both of us knew her from one time or another during
mhm.
our incarceration. How many years does she have under her belt?
Jerry, you did 30, didn't you? Over 30? She did a
So
long
she
time.
did a long time. She does not know how to record a video of herself. I texted her and asked her, "Hey, can you record a video just saying like what you're thankful for, what you were thankful for in prison for the podcast?" And her response is, "I don't know how to do that." So we're going to give that to you because you have enough years under your belt in the system. But you did say that the food was good and you were grateful for a good Thanksgiving meal. And you also are making note, Jerry, that missing your family was the hard part. And I think that that was true for me as well, for sure. I remember making that call home on Thanksgiving and the family passing the phone around, or
Mm.
I'm on speakerphone and I can hear all of them. And my family, it's the extended family, so it's really large. It's, like 30 or 40 people,
Gosh.
and it's a lot going on. So, yeah, I remember missing that, and I remember thinking about my mom and grandmother and, in the kitchen cooking and that kind of thing. So, yeah, um,
It's
goodness
tough,
gracious.
right? It's so tough. Like, I remember I would make my phone call, try to make it before chow, and then I would compartmentalize that shit and then just focus on the day room, the community, and the dorm, going to rec, seeing my girlfriend, and just that piece about missing my family and, the holidays growing up. I just, because I was 15. So it was like, through the years as a young person, it was a whole nother level of just really, 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 like really difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine how hard, or I can't even imagine how hard it might be for younger people to be incarcerated and away from their family, on holidays. And that might be a good time, Jen, to talk about what we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
we we could talk just really quickly about the greeting card events.
Yeah, so Linus Justice Impacted Women's Alliance, and in collaboration with Girls Empowerment Network and Texas After Violence Project and the Finish the Five campaign, we're going to have some holiday card writing parties. So we're going to get together in our ugly Christmas sweaters. I ordered a special Happy Swiftmas. So I have my ugly Christmas sweater coming, and we're going to eat and just enjoy community and write out some holiday cards to all the kids who are youth who are currently incarcerated in the Texas Juvenile Justice Department. It's hard. I remember being a kid and being locked in that room, on the holiday and just enjoying the little bit of good food that we got. And, they gave us a little gift bag of stuff. It wasn't very much. And I just sat there and listened to Christmas music and some old time radio station that was like playing like old radio from the 30s where it was the story or whatever, and just being really grateful for those very small things. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's important to make sure that the kids that are in our system know that there are people out here that love them and want to see them home.
I was muted because the dogs
You
were
were.
barking. So I agree. I'm so excited to be doing this. Last year we did a greeting card drive for the ladies, adult women that were incarcerated in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. We did thousands. We sent thousands of greeting cards, stamped, all of that mailed in. And so because of the new mailroom policies that have changed, that kind of switched our game up a little bit, right? Because they don't get that greeting card in their hand. And then this opportunity just almost fell in our lap. Like we were hurting a little bit that we weren't getting to send greeting cards in. And then this just came and filled that hole.
Right.
And I feel like it is sending in hope. I think sending in love and hope. And I'm excited to be a part of it. So there's going to be one in Austin on Friday, the 8th. And there's going to be one in Dallas on Saturday, the 2nd. So you guys will have to hit up the Linus pages or either one of our social medias. If you're interested, message us, find a way, make a way. We're find a way, make a way kind of folks. If you want to do that, please join us. We would be so happy for you. And we are getting lots of love in the chat. And we're just so happy and thankful for you all. Karen says, hi ladies, wishing you happy Thanksgiving. Debbie Tober, I was incarcerated with her on the Dr. Lane Murray unit. Her son is currently incarcerated and has become a friend of mine. In case you guys may know Bam, this is Bam's mom. And Debbie, I'm grateful for you too. Very grateful. And Jerry's asking, is Belinda going to be home for Christmas?
Oh, I mean,
close.
It's either going to be Christmas or shortly after New Year's. It's going to be fast. So she got an FI1. So looking forward to seeing her pretty quickly. Can't wait to have her on here. You're going to love Belinda, Marci. She is something else.
I'm excited. I'm super, super excited. So we had lots of videos submitted for just to tell us what they were grateful for while we were incarcerated. One of the videos that I'm about to play for you guys, this is Cliff Panazich. His handle on all of his social media is at Life After Prison. He's on all the platforms. You can hear his story. He did some sports memorabilia, his case was kind of huge. He ended up doing 6 years. Let's hear what Cliff was thankful for in prison.
While prison is a terrible experience, getting through it really means living in the moment. And that means growing and building strong relationships, sometimes lifelong relationships with people like your cellmate and other friends that you literally spend every moment of every day with. So when the holidays come around, cooking and sharing a meal with these guys is truly a blessed occasion, times we look back upon and truly appreciate through our time because mentally it takes us out of there. And when I look back, I truly appreciate a lot of those moments with a lot of the friends I have that I'm still in communication with, but don't necessarily see all the time or maybe at all because we're on other sides of the country. And I know out here in society, everybody's busy with the holidays, but if you have incarcerated loved ones, don't forget about them. Don't miss those phone calls. Send those JPays. It truly means the world when you're in there. Appreciate y'all. Hope everybody has a blessed holiday.
Isn't he a good guy?
He is. And what lovely eyelashes.
Yes.
My God, he's got fantastic eyelashes.
I wanted to tell y'all something, and if Cliff is watching, well, when he sent that video, that was my first reaction was to write back like, those lashes though. And I thought, I don't know if that's number one, is it appropriate? And then number two, y'all, he's not a bad looking dude. If you're not watching and you're listening only, just know that he was like pro baseball kind of guy, very athletic. And he's not ugly. He's not ugly, but he gets told that often. So because I know he gets told that often, I didn't send him any compliment on his lashes. I thought he knows and he hears it enough. But he has become one of my good friends. He's a fellow prison TikToker, and he's just a really good guy. He's trying to make good, positive things happen. And Reagan is here. We're happy to see Reagan. I see Lana. I'm so happy to see you guys. And Steven says, yeah, he isn't ugly. So, anyways, I have another video that I want to get on here. Let's hear from Carrie Blakinger. Carrie Blakinger is a reporter for the LA Times. Formerly, she reported for the Houston Chronicle and the Marshall Project. She was the go-to reporter on the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, and she is very close friends to Toonche and I. We adore her, and she sent us some Thanksgiving message and what she was grateful for while she was incarcerated. And she says it in only the way Carrie Blake
Carrie
can
can.
say it.
So I hate talking about what I was grateful for in prison because I'm always thinking that people are going to take this out of context and be like, oh, if prison was so great, why don't you go back? Or use it to argue that prison is not as bad or counterproductive or traumatizing as it actually obviously is. That said, I think one of the things that I was grateful for in prison was communal living. I knew then that there was probably no other time in my adult life that I would end up living in such community and in such a way where you would have like a given social circle, because now I live in Los Angeles where it is really hard to have a social circle. Like somebody who lives 5 miles away from you is actually like a 45+ minute drive. So it's really hard to create a social circle. And I knew at the time in prison that it would be probably one of the last times as an adult that I would have this kind of like prolonged communal living and easy access to a social circle of my peers. Now, admittedly, some of those people I didn't want to fucking live with, but obviously there were a lot of people in prison who were normal and I did want to live with. And, oh, that's a fire alarm that's going off in the background. That doesn't sound good. Anyways, so I'm going to ignore that. But that was one of the things that I was grateful for in prison was communal living. And I think I've actually come to appreciate more the value of that now that I am in a position where it's actually harder to find a social circle. Also, sorry, I keep looking the wrong direction. I'm recording this horizontal. I never do anything horizontal. So I keep not looking at the camera.
We can quote Carrie Blakinger now. I never do anything horizontal.
I am going to keep it PG-13. So but I do want to say she's right. Like, and like Mandy said, and like everyone else has said so far, is that common theme of community. Right. And, and she's right. Like, especially even looking at Texas, like you and Brittany are all the way up in Dallas. Lori's in Lockhart. Crystal is in San Antonio. Like, I think that we've done well in our advocacy group at Linus to try to duplicate that community in our group, right, for us. But it's still really hard because we're everywhere. We're all over the state of Texas. And, I did find comfort in the fact that I could just be sitting on my bed in a dorm setting at least and be able to see everybody. I never felt alone, even no matter how sad I got inside, Marci. I never felt alone. And I think out here, I certainly think that it's much different, that I can go days without actually seeing anybody,
And how has that been? Like, I think that I came home right after things were start kind of opening up from the pandemic, right? And
Mhm.
so people were used to still being home, and they were still kind of quarantining, and people were still wearing masks, and still social distancing. So I'm just, for me, coming from prison, well, that was fine. I was used to being confined, right? But
Yeah.
you kind of went into that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I was on my monitor. I got my monitor clipped off the month that COVID really exploded here. And so I was used to not going anywhere, right? Like I was used to being at home, but I think the difference is it's one thing to be in this apartment. Well, the cat with her back to me right now. That's what I get every day. But to it was different in the dorm because I had somebody, even during lockdown, we all had each other listening to the radio, talking. Like you were never lonely, right? And I think out here, because I've heard several people kind of say the same thing, like, damn, I get really, really lonely. And I'm like, well, I think that's just the world. I think that's not unique. I think there's a lot of adults that have never gone to prison that are living very single or very isolated lives. And when the pandemic hit and everybody was starting to see the effects of isolation, we were like, yeah, that's what prison does. Like, if y'all think that this is not healthy and we're seeing the outcomes for our kids and other folks from all that social distancing and social isolation, which was necessary at the time, but it has devastating effects when you're not able to have that. And I just am so glad and so grateful that did help me survive every day, not just the holidays.
Yeah, I think so too. Just having the ladies, no matter what I was going through at any time of the day or night, I could find someone, a listening ear, and someone that could relate to what I was going through. So I definitely missed that. And I was definitely grateful for that. Although I don't think I realized I was grateful for it in the middle of it. But looking back now, absolutely, absolutely, I was grateful for it. I want to make sure that we put up Carrie's. She is at Carrie Blah, KERIBLA. That's her TikTok handle. Everywhere else you can find her, Carrie Blakinger, and she's on Twitter, Instagram, all the good stuff. She's there, and she's a prison reporter, and she's recently been reporting on the LA jails. So it's really interesting content. Make sure you guys give her a follow. She did not ask me to do that. That wasn't a requirement. She joined us because she loves us and she loves our community here. But I want to make sure you guys have that information as well. So we have another guest waiting. Well, John is here in the waiting room and his camera is not working, so we're letting him work on that. But our very good friend is here, and that is I'm trying to hide this Carrie, and I'm not working. It's just going to
There
stay
you
the whole
go.
show.
That's how she is.
Stephen Parker. Stephen is a huge supporter of all prison reform. He does a lot of work in his state, in his community. I'm impressed with the things that he's got going on up there. And he is a supporter of not only our show, but all of the advocacy works that we're a part of. So we definitely appreciate him. Stephen, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi.
Stephen.
I've never done this before.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank
We're
you for
so
inviting
happy
me.
to see you. I hit Stephen up on Messenger and I said, "Hey, you need to hop on." And he said, "Well, I don't know if I know how to pop on."
Well, you did it. You did it smoothly. You did it so seamlessly. I'm sorry. I've had a lot of coffee and I'm crashing.
You've had coffee, I've had monsters.
Oh man, boy, that caffeine, what would we do without it?
And
I
that's
know.
serious. So, Stephen, you were formerly incarcerated?
Correct. I did over 6 years in Oregon.
Okay. Okay, so during those 6 years, what do you think that you were grateful for? How did you find things to be grateful for in there?
So I was grateful for like my family support while I was in. And then after being there for a while, the support of others that I became acquainted with and made friends. And then, I ended up getting one of the better jobs that DOC offers in Oregon. So then I was grateful for that. And so, oh yeah, the little camera thief.
Yeah, he saw.
But yeah, so, and being able to go to college was also grateful, because it's not offered to everybody to be able to go to college. So
I love you are the first person that has brought up a good job in there because there are a lot of there are I mean, you're not getting Oregon, I think they get paid a little bit.
So Oregon, you make a little bit. They go for PROS points, which it's measure 17 is what they go under in Oregon. So when I started the job, I was making 10 points a day. No, 8 points a day, which is about $30 a month. But with the job, it's called Oregon Correctional Enterprise. So with that job, so DOC ends up paying you the $30 at the beginning of the month, and then OCE on the 20th of the month would match what DOC paid.
Oh.
So you get double pay.
So yes, it was a better job. Yes,
Yeah.
grateful for sure.
Yeah.
And that's definitely how you have to look out things from in there. But now that you're home and you're saying that out loud, like I worked a full-time job. I made the prison industrial complex money.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
I made $60 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that insane?
It's very insane because the thing is with OCE, you work your way up. So I was doing the certification program for the print shop. So printing industrial technology or something is what it's called. So I got certified for that while incarcerated. So I ran the Mueller Martini, which was to make magazines. I ran folders and cutter machines. So they end up not paying me for the job I was doing. So I ended up quitting that job and then went to a lower paying job, which was painting the different parts of the institution.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow. Stephen, I want to just personally thank you. I'm happy to be speaking with you personally like this and not on DMs or commenting on Facebook and all the other ways that we communicate. But I just want to personally thank you for supporting our show. You show up in our community here. You remind me to do things in the chat. You remind me to tell people to hit the thumbs up button and all of that good stuff. And that's huge. Like that kind of support, it just doesn't happen very easily and very often. And you are massively appreciated. And any way that we can support your work, share your work, what you're doing in Oregon, because you have been doing some things, I'm more than happy. We're more than happy to support that.
I appreciate it. So the main thing that we're working on right now is, as you know, the Justice for Eddie Dungan stuff, which we have we're going to do like an event, like a get together event, and have like a sit down talk type thing because it's cold out. So we don't want to do no protesting or nothing right now. So
do you have the date for that? We could plug it right here. And if you don't,
it's on the 20th of December.
Okay. On the 20th of December it's in Oregon.
Yeah. In Eugene, Oregon.
So you guys, if you need to get in contact with Stephen and you don't see him, he's in the chat. His YouTube account is in the chat. I see it. You can contact him, message him there, or you can get a hold of me and I will connect you guys. Stephen, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, Marci and Jennifer.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, have a good night and a good Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too, Stephen.
All right.
He's great.
Yeah, he's a sweetie.
I just adore him. And he just thought about being grateful for employment. People out here are grateful for employment so that we can pay our bills. But in there, you're grateful for employment because it's maybe a better employment.
Right.
Or
Right.
frankly, if you're getting paid nothing, or if you're getting paid $30 a month, then you're grateful for the $60 a month.
Well, yeah, and if the better job you have, the easier your life is, you know. I held on to that library job for almost 10 years because it brought me a lot of peace. It gave me meaning. It gave me, you know, well, you know, when you have a terrible job and a terrible housing, it just makes everything worse. So and working in education, I got the 2 weeks off from work when they let school out. So I really got to enjoy the
Not like those
holiday.
kitchen workers.
Not like them kitchen workers, baby, because they were in there cooking their asses off.
Yeah, yeah, they were working in the holidays for real. I did notice that some of my friends in the chat that we invited to come on the show, they're here in the chat. This is Stormy. She's my good friend. And Stormy, I texted you the link. So what I texted you, you click that link and you can pop on live on the show if you'd like. If you're not comfortable with that, you could just tell us in the chat what you're grateful for, but we'd love to see your pretty face.
Stormy, hit that link. Pop on
Yeah,
in.
yeah, hit that link. Make it happen. So I'm so happy to see y'all for
Hey, that's Susie right there, where it says Facebook user. That's in the Lioness group chat.
oh,
In the Lioness
wonderful.
group. Yeah.
Wonderful. Susie Bannon, she said she was a dorm janitor at Plain State for 6 months. It was the worst.
God, I can only.
When I made parole, y'all, I asked for that job. I asked, "Can I please be a dorm janitor?" Because the risk of getting a case and messing up your parole, that it scared me. And so I literally I didn't go to chow. I didn't go to church. I went to commissary and bought my groceries, I worked nights, so I was asleep during the day while most of the dorm was up. I cleaned at night, and I just stayed out of the way. People thought I had gone home. So, yeah, it was
Well,
really crazy.
and Jerry's talking about the chapel. When they work in the chapel, it's a busy time during the holidays because you're passing out, like, all the ministries are dropping off, you know, stuff they've donated, like hygiene products or cards or cookies. Now the religious groups would come and bring. I don't know if they brought y'all cookies. Did they bring y'all?
Kairos brought us cookies.
No, this was
Toonche.
another group.
Bye, Toonche. Toonche was on a small unit, so they got a little bit more. They only had just 500 girls or something. We had 1,300. So
Sorry.
we have 2 in the waiting room. And
Okay.
Stormy, we're going to get to you next. We're going to let John hop on because he's been with us for about 20 minutes working on his camera, and it's up and running, and I'm so excited. John, hi, welcome to the show.
Hello, ladies.
Hey, John.
So, John, are you formally incarcerated?
I was for 21 years on the Palencia unit.
Golly.
21 years under your belt. Congratulations on your freedom and being home, and you look healthy and happy, which is a big accomplishment for anyone who has done any amount of time, but especially 21 years.
Thank you very much.
So, John, can you tell us some of the things that you were grateful for while you were incarcerated?
Well, you know, it's funny. I was listening to the previous gentleman there, and I agree with him. Having the right jobs in there really made it very crucial to how you did your time. I was lucky enough to get into either a good maintenance job or into a box factory job. But my biggest job and best one was when I just joined the craft shop, and I was working in the craft shop also. So I was there for the job and for the craft shop privileges as well. I agree with the late young lady that was down there a little bit ago. You find out when you in a place like that, especially as large as Palencia was, you find out exactly who are real friends and who are not. Who the real people that are community. That's a true statement there. You find out the real. I have more real friends from prison than I ever had out here, ever. Because in there it's all about your word, know what I'm saying? It's all about accountability. Out here, it's not so much. As you guys know, you've been out here, you see it. You know, we used to call them cell warriors in there, and out here, that's what a lot of people are. So I was very grateful for for the job, the friends I have, and of course my family. My family was a big supporter the whole time I was there.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's so true, right? Like earlier when Mandy was on, it was like I did time with her, and you know, my only friends, I mean, my closest only friends are all the people I did time with. It's hard to find like friends that I trust that have not done time. But John, what are you grateful for now that you're home? What are some things that you're grateful for now?
To still have my family, to be honest with you. I started, while I was in prison, I started in the craft shop, I started leather working. And due to the unit that we were on, I was very, very lucky to be able to do leather work for everybody from, of course, the guards, all the way up to the FBI, Secret Service, and then all the other alphabet groups in there. Of course, your Texas Rangers and all that. So I learned that I was in, I think it was 10 years I was in the craft shop. So by learning that experience there, when I got out here, I started my own business. I got involved with another gentleman as a business partner, and then we went our separate ways. And at the beginning of this year, I started my new business, and that's what I do now. I do leather work for a career. I'm my own boss.
Nice.
I muted it again because of the dogs. So it's like a delayed reaction. Like a news anchor, how when the news anchor has that's how I felt right now. So John, I appreciate you popping on the show. I appreciate you reaching out to share what you're grateful for. And also I'm gonna message you because maybe you'll tell your story on my YouTube channel.
I'd love to.
Okay, well, that would be great, John. I'm going to reach out to you and we can get that linked up and figure that out. But thank you again for coming on. We will talk to you soon.
No problem, and congratulations on what you're doing. I kind of like this. I've been watching you for a while now, and very interesting and funny in some of the stuff that you show. Old memories. Real quick, I'm waiting on a friend of mine. He's got another couple of years before he comes out, and he's coming. I moved to Arizona. I got away from Texas, and he's going to come over here, and we're getting him away from Texas also. So he's going to be doing over 35 years in there.
Wow.
So we're going to get him set up and get him ready to come home too.
Awesome, John. We will talk to you soon, and we'll definitely need you back on the show sometime.
Right, for sure.
Oh, and I cut him off.
God, Marci. See, that's because you're
normally I do that only to you.
Just to me.
So, John, I apologize for that. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to just cut you off, but we look forward to hearing from you again. And I'm definitely going to message you about a YouTube interview for certain. And now we have my friend Stormy, who is also the mom of a really cute little guy. He might be 6 now, but he was 5 when I last saw him. Hi, Stormy. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
What's up, Stormy? Why does Marci keep saying that you're just her friend? I mean, I don't understand why she won't share. You know that I've known Stormy a long time.
Long time.
I did not realize that.
You didn't know that? Me and Stormy have known each other since we were like kids, like young.
Like early 20s. I know that.
Yeah.
I hit Mountain View I guess it was 03, I think.
So you
yeah. It's been a long. So you just this whole time you didn't know that?
No, how would I know that?
I just thought you knew everything.
I mean, I usually do know everything. I probably knew that and just forgot it. That's probably what happened. So, Stormy, how long were you incarcerated with? And if you say Jennifer Toone was something you were grateful for while you were incarcerated, I'm just going to hit that button. Like I
That's
accidentally did on John, I'm just going to do it on purpose. But so how long did you do?
I was in 17 years.
17. That's a good minute.
I hit hobby in 98 and went around the world and came back to hobby in 2010 and made parole in 2015.
Wow. So congratulations on a good amount of time home, because what we know is after 5 years, the recidivism rate in this country is 76%. You are beating the statistics. You are thriving. You have a beautiful son, and he's happy and healthy and loves his mama, and he's just so fun.
You
And
want to see him?
yeah.
Crimson, come here. And he'll be 6 December 1st.
Oh, great.
Oh, his
He's
birthday's
a December
coming.
baby. I'm a December
Yeah.
baby too. Stormy,
Now,
get in here, boy.
he's so into that TV right now, whatever show he's watching. Oh, he's watching Scooby-Doo, old school Scooby-Doo.
Oh, very
Yeah.
retro. Very retro.
Somebody wants to see you.
Hi, Crimson.
Hi.
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 Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Hey, you lost some
Yeah.
teeth since last time I saw you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see that. Nice to see you, Crimson. Thank you for letting your mom be on the show.
He's nervous. He's being shy. Tell him bye-bye.
Bye, Crimson.
Say happy
Bye.
Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Crimson. You too. So Stormy, during those 17 years, what do you think that you were grateful for?
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I'm grateful for actually the long length of time that I was there. When I first got locked up, I was young, I was wild, and I'm not gonna lie, prison sat me on my ass. Really did. I learned patience. I got an education where I probably never would have had that opportunity. Because the York program, the YOP program, there's a lot of things that I'm grateful for. I don't regret going to prison for anything except the fact that I didn't have that time with my dad when I came home.
Stormy,
Okay.
how do we talk after that, honey?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
and I think it's true, right? Like the longer, I think and it was kind of like when we were talking with parole about Belinda. Belinda did 30 years, when she comes home, and she was a kid, man. She was our age. She was 19. And, they did her mental health assessment, and the doctor's like, there's no, unlike me, I do have a diagnosed mental illness. But, with Belinda's, he said, here's the deal. She just matured. She was young and she was wild, and there was stuff going on in her life, situational, and through these years she grew out of it and became a better person and matured. And I certainly see that reflected in your own life. And so I get it. What are you grateful for now? I bet you I can guess the answer.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna lie, being home these last 10 years have definitely been bittersweet. They have been a struggle, especially because I chose to be a single mom. That was a definite choice on my own. But what I'm grateful for is one, of course, is my son. To have that chance, because I never thought I'd ever have a child. It was never even thought of, especially when I was 15, the doctor said I would never have kids. So that in itself was a blessing. even though sometimes I just want to hang them upside down. But I'm also grateful for the fact that I have a wonderful job today. I'm not working and struggling like I have in the past. I mean, I love my job. I work in a job where Texas said I never would be able to. They said I'd never be able to work with kids, and I work with at-risk juveniles today. We pay them, excuse me, we pay them to get their GED. And once they get their GED, they can go on to get a trade or other schooling. Or I'm the job developer specialist, so I help them find a job after their trade, after their schooling, or even before. If they don't want to take a trade and they just want to go straight into working, that's my job to find that for them. And it's not just a McDonald's job or, you know, some fast food that they can't rise and climb that ladder. It's someplace where they can actually call a career. Um,
It's incredible. It's incredible. I'm so proud of you, and what tremendous work you're doing for the youth.
most of
Yeah,
the kids
it's
that we get,
incredible.
most of the kids that we get are already either dropped out of school, on the verge of doing it, or on probation, and we're trying hard to keep them from going any further. You know, some of them, unfortunately, some of them don't make it. Some of them have their parents have called and said that they've gotten caught up in the streets and even, you know, went to the penitentiary or even were murdered. But for the vast majority of kids that we get, we do help them see that there's a better life out here. There's a better life. And a lot of these kids think that they're stuck. They're stuck in the projects, or they're stuck in those particular neighborhoods that they can't get out. And you can. You just got to have somebody to show you the way and believe it. That's what we bring.
Stormy, that's amazing. Thank you so much for your work in that capacity. That's huge. And I'm just so impressed. Like, I love you even more now. So, yeah, definitely thank you for your work. And thank you for popping on and being a part of our Thanksgiving special and talking about what you were thankful for in prison and out. Thanks, Stormy. We'll talk soon.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Man, they're in the chat box. They love Stormy. The people love Stormy.
She's great. She's great. And yeah, me and Stormy, we were, it was, I remember the first time I met Stormy was Riverside Crane. You know, like she said, she did 17 years, and we were young and we were a little bit wild. Even me, you know, I still am not going to get in trouble, but it was certainly imagine me at 19 or 20.
We
And
need to have Stormy on. That's a whole episode in itself. We need to have her on a whole episode and talk about those wild days. We have another great person in the waiting room, Lainey, who I was incarcerated with on the Dr.
Lainey.
Lane Murray unit. She has been on the show before, guys. So this is not the first time that some of you are going to be seeing her. She did over 3 decades in prison, but I'll tell you guys, since being home, she's not just surviving, she's thriving, and she works. She's a graduate of Truth Be Told and a volunteer with Truth Be Told, which is an organization that goes into the prison system, and it's a trauma healing organization. I'm really proud of that organization. Lainey, welcome to the show.
Hey y'all, I'm so sorry I forgot, man. Life is just fast, but thanks for having me. Really excited to be on again. Hi everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for saying that about Truth Be Told, and I just wanted y'all to know something. I got some good news the other day. I applied for a grant scholarship program through Truth Be Told for HRSA Peer Support Specialist program. I got accepted. I start my training first week of December. When I get done, I'll get state certification, and I'll be able to work for the state. I could work for Truth Be Told. I'll be doing peer support stuff, and I'm so excited about it. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Congratulations, Lainey. We have some Lioness members that are going to be in that same program.
Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait to see everybody. Good
Yes, that's going to be incredible. I'm so excited for you. So, Lainey, how long were you incarcerated for?
29 years and 7 months.
Long time.
Yes, long time. From 16 years old till I was 46. And I've been out for 4 years and June, July, 5 months. So, and I'm doing great. I'm living in Austin again. I'm working full time, fixing to start working full time and going to school. Those of you that know Becky Lou from prison, we're still best friends, and we hang out and do our thing, and just, I don't know. I was really excited, Marci, when you asked me to talk about what I was thankful for when I was inside, for what I was grateful for. And what comes to mind, immediately came to mind, was my friends. The friends and family that I created when I was in prison. It was always the best to me because we all went out, all out for each other for Thanksgiving. And, everybody cooked together. We did really neat things to make it a special day because we knew that we were missing family and friends and everything and loved ones. And for some of us, we didn't know if we would ever see a Thanksgiving in the world again, but we made every day in there, every holiday, we made it special together. And that was always something really great and something I was grateful for.
Absolutely. And we lived catty corner from each other for a few years.
We did.
And we had some major meals and celebrations, and so for sure, let me just say, while you're here, Lainey, one of the things I was grateful for was you, because you had done, I've talked to y'all a little bit, and I'm not going to go into it because we're already at our hour, and I still have lots of things we have lots of things
It's okay.
going on.
Hey, it's late night. It's a holiday.
Yes,
the night before the
Thanksgiving
holiday.
special.
It's late night tonight. Everybody's going to be at the 42 table and watching games.
Right.
So it's okay.
That's right.
It's okay.
But I have talked to y'all before about when I kind of spiraled all the way down in the middle of my incarceration. And as I was coming out of that is when Lainey was my cross bunkie. And so she also, I'm just putting your business out here, girl.
I don't care. Girl, that's one thing about being peer support specialist. You got to put it all out there.
Yes. She also has borderline personality disorder, and she had done a lot of self-education on that, and we worked through that together. She was my workout buddy. I looked at her. She had already done so much time, and she still had a positive attitude. And here I was, at 5 and 6 years, feeling like I just wanted to die, and seeing her was everything. Being her friend was everything at that time in my life. So, I could cry, and I'm not gonna.
You made me cry. I never knew that. Thank you, Marci. That really touches me because, I look up to you. I see you, and I see Toonche, and I know, and Mandy, and Lauren, and all of the people that we did time with, and I've met through the programs and stuff. And I look up to y'all because I want to be able to do stuff like that too. I don't have no time, but I look at y'all, I'm like, hell, y'all have made time, and you're making an impact, and I'm so proud of all of us, and I'm so thrilled and happy and proud to be your friend. And thank you. That really touched me.
Yeah, absolutely. Lainey, thanks for coming on the show. I wish we had lots more time.
It's okay. I love y'all, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Lainey.
And everybody out there, I love y'all. Happy Thanksgiving, and y'all just keep doing the greatest. Everyone that's out there, you're the best. Love y'all.
Bye, Lainey. And hey, can I say this? And don't roll your eyes when I say it.
Uh-oh.
but Lainey is a hardcore Swiftie. And so I just want to acknowledge, and you need to know that Mandy's a Swiftie as well. So there's some other themes that I just want folks to recognize.
We have gone an hour and 4 minutes without bringing up Taylor Swift.
It wasn't gonna get away from me. But
You
we have
snuck
more
it in.
videos. We have more
Well,
videos.
yeah, because my friend Michelle Ramos, she wanted to stop in.
Hi guys, it's me. Everybody knows me as Deja. My name's Michelle though. I just came in from work, but I want to be part of this, so I'm going to go ahead and send this video. First, I want to say that I'm grateful that I'm free. I think that we all agree on that. I'm grateful that I've had everything just happen for me from the moment I came out here. I've had good people, good encouraging words, a good support system. Whenever I'm down, my sisters lift me up. I got a good job. I'm going to school. Everything fell into place for me, and I know a lot of it has to do with God. So first I want to give him thanks, because without God, I really don't believe that I would have made it this far. Everything that I've wanted to do, all my goals, all my plans, all my desires, it's like I came out here and I killed it. And anything that any obstacle that comes my way, it's like God makes a way for me. He moves, shifts things, open doors. Like he sends people to give me supportive words. You know, a big ups to Marci, because she's been one of the main ones. But AG, she's been one of the main ones. I'm thankful for her. But other than that, like, you know, I'm just grateful. It's my first Thanksgiving out here, so I'm happy that I'm able to be here, and just, even though I'm gonna be by myself, it's okay. Like I'm all right with it. I'm gonna fucking make me something good to eat, watch some movies all day, relax, clean, work out, take King outside, and I'm grateful that I can at least do that. So I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your families, enjoy your turkey, and I love y'all. Bye.
Oops. Isn't she?
She's
Isn't
great.
she? All the good things.
Yeah. I saw her eyes getting red, like she was tearing up too. And this was such a great idea, Marci, to just, you know, have people on and have videos, and just be able to so that other people that watch us, that we're just two voices among many of people who have been in the system and are doing their best to make the best of a bad situation. And I just love that everybody's been able to hop on and share all of their wonderful thoughts, right? Because it can get hard. And guess what? I can go back and look at this video or listen to it and hear everybody's, you know, what they were grateful for. And
Yeah. Yeah. I want to, my honey did a video for us.
yes, we need to hear it.
Yeah, yeah. So this is my wife, my real wife, not my prison wife, not my girlfriend, but we're married, real married, legally married.
When I was incarcerated, I was thankful for the support I had outside of them walls. That's what really got me to keep going. And the support I had in there, the people I met, like my wife, that was my reason. That's what I was thankful for.
God, I love Britt. She's clear and concise and right to the point.
Yeah, she's not gonna, and I didn't make her do that video for anybody that thinks I coerced her. I promise that I didn't. She's at work. She wanted to pop on the show, but she's at work right now. So she's like, I'll just record a video. I said, do what? You will? So I've seen her sneaking in the chat a little bit. I just was
yeah.
scrolling back through. And so she's not really supposed to be doing that. So I won't highlight too much. I want to get right to, because a lot of people sent love, and I want to get to it. This was one of my favorites. This is April Towery. April is a member of Linus Justice Impacted Women's Alliance, and she is also our friend and just a really intelligent, good-hearted, get-to-work kind of gal. She's a make things happen kind of person. Oh, I thought that was going to play. Let me do this.
Happy Thanksgiving. I'm April. I'm formerly incarcerated, and I'm grateful this year for the usual things, family, friendships, freedom. But I'm particularly grateful for the opportunities I've had in being able to advocate for the incarcerated, for the men and women who are still inside the Texas prison system and are still suffering in there. I'm grateful to Lioness Justice Impacted Women's Alliance for letting me be part of that group and letting me tag along and see all the really important work that they're doing and be a part of that. I think that I lost my way because I did not feel accepted or a part of anything. I wanted so badly to be loved and to fit in, and I have found a real alliance, a real friendship, a real acceptance in this stone cold pack of weirdos. So I am grateful for you and for the friendships I've made this year, and let's keep hustling.
Let's keep hustling.
Girl, well said, April. Yeah, she's a doll. I really appreciate April. And she's someone that I didn't know until she started to show up at our group. And I'm just so grateful for her presence.
I was tearing up. And so I watched that before, so I knew what she was going to say, and I still let it make me tear up. Because the fact that she felt like she didn't belong, I think that happens to a lot of people coming out of prison.
Yeah.
And I just, as a community outreach coordinator for Linus Justice Impacted Women's Alliance, I need to say that if you are system impacted, you belong. You're in. It's not you had to know one of us personally, or you had to be locked up at this time, or you had to do 20 years or 10 years or 10 days. If you are negatively or impacted, system impacted, we are here. We're here. This is your family, and you don't have to feel that way. So, yeah, April, thank you for reminding us of that. And thank you for being a part of our community and who we can go to. And don't let her sell herself short, because she is a go-getter. She teaches us things.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're all learning none of us know what we're doing. We're just all learning from each other.
Yep.
And that's how we get things done. So this next guest did a video for us. This is my friend Colin Ray. You might know him from TikTok if you're one of his 2.6 million followers or something crazy insane like that. He's also on Instagram and Facebook as Friendly Felon. He's a very sweet guy. One of my very good friends.
Hey y'all, I'm Colin. So while I was incarcerated, I was actually fortunate enough to be thankful for a lot of different things, right? First of all, the support that my family gave me, my friends, being able to use the phone, getting visits every week, like that stuff goes such a long way when you're incarcerated, right? It's something that not everybody gets, and it really does make such a big difference for when you're coming home, and it really does reduce your recidivism rate. So that for me has to be like the biggest thing. But also, I was just thankful to be in a spot where there wasn't really much violence going on. Other places, there's all sorts of stuff going on. There, the biggest thing you have to worry about is if you're getting a fight over a basketball game or something. So I was grateful for that.
So Colin talks a lot about his experience being incarcerated in Pennsylvania and
Mhm.
the men's units that he was on. There were not a lot of affiliation, gang life. There was not segregation, and he got to meet a lot of people, and that he's still like us. He's still in contact with and playing basketball with, and all of that. One quick thing about Colin is he's still pretty young, right? But he also coaches Little League Baseball. So he
Oh gosh.
also is doing something that he never thought he would be able to do. And so that's something he talks about on his platforms, that he's grateful families trust him with his criminal background to mentor and teach their kids Little League Baseball. So
Love it. Love it.
and I'm just going to move right along because I
No,
don't
do
I
it.
don't want to miss anybody. So this next guest is my friend Chris, and he is on social media as I am Chris, IMCHRIS. He is a trans man who did time on the hobby unit, and his is short and sweet.
My name's Chris. I spent 3 years in TDCJ. Although I'm not grateful for my time I spent there, I am grateful for how far I've been able to come since that time.
Baby, short and sweet, and he was not going to say anything he was grateful for while he was incarcerated. He did not like his time, but I will tell you, he is a champion advocate for transgender people. He is a big part of the Rainbow Youth Project. You guys hit him up if you want to support that. And he's a really good guy. I know him. I've interviewed him for my YouTube. I've interviewed Deja for my YouTube. This is my chance to plug my YouTube channel.
That's of course.
So lots. This next one now is somebody that we both know from Austin, Texas. This is Lauren Johnson, and Lauren was the first person that I communicated with after Carrie Blakinger about getting involved in advocacy work.
Hey y'all, so I don't know that I'm going to be available to join in live, but I did want to participate in this, and I love that you're doing it. So when I was incarcerated, I think that some of the things that I was thankful for was the people that were supporting me, all of your family and people that are writing and coming to see you and helping with your kids while you're gone, and all of the people that are kind of holding things down for you in the world. But the thing that really still grabs my heart is thinking about the space that we shared, and especially in the holidays, right? Like we would be there, you're in this terrible place, you have no control over 99% of the things that are going on in your life, and it was just the most beautiful thing to watch people's spirit rise up through the cement sidewalks and you just see people's humanity. Christmas time would roll around and people would figure out fantastic ways of decorating and making stockings and sharing joy and love and laughter. And I remember a Christmas tree made out of a magazine, and I couldn't even explain it to you, but it's these moments where you're in this dark place and the human spirit just rises up. And I hold on to that because it reminds me when we're out here fighting that in spite of all of the circumstances that may be coming at us, we can still rise up. Thanks for doing this, y'all.
I love it, right? It's true. No matter what the circumstances are, we can rise above that. I appreciate Lauren.
She said,
sharing.
watching the human spirit rise up out of the concrete. That's a prize. That's a gem. You're a writer. You better write that down. Yeah.
It was, yeah. And Lauren too was one of the first people that I talked to when I was dipping my little toe. I had to from East Texas online only because I was on that monitor, so I couldn't leave Goodwill or my dad's house. And it was me and Diane on Facebook messaging all through the night. And I remember I found Lauren and Katie Ford, who was once the executive director over Truth Be Told. I connected with them first. They were my first contacts, and then Lindsay Linder and Doug Smith. But so, yep, I remember talking to Lauren the first time I ever talked to her too. So I'm just gonna say I thought that I was the first one you contacted, but that's fine.
Girl, you knew better than that.
I guess I'm sorry, I was further down the line,
I'm pretty
maybe number
sure,
8.
Toonche, that I did not contact you. In fact, if I look back long enough on my Facebook messengers, which I don't erase those messages, I'm quite certain it says, "Hey, I don't know why we haven't connected yet. So don't play."
Wait a minute, hold on. Let's talk about it. Okay? So the first time I connected with you, I said, "Hey, I found you on TikTok. Oh my God, you were in Lane Murray." Like, oh my God. So do you and Britt want to do a live with me and Carrie? Do you remember that?
Oh, I do remember. Yes.
Boy,
Yes.
and I still think that should happen at some point. But then I think it was you messaged me about looking for some resources for somebody. Do you remember that? And I was like telling you where to look or something. And I was like, and I thought to myself, uh-oh, she's getting the advocacy bug. I can feel it, right? Like, so I didn't pressure you. I just waited. And that's okay. I mean, Lauren planted or watered some seeds.
Yes,
So
she really, really did. She absolutely did. I have a few more I want to share everybody because they
we'll
took
do
the
it.
time.
Yes, honey.
Yeah.
Look, we're not
So,
in a rush. We're not.
this is Morgan Godvin. Morgan is a very good friend of mine, fellow prison TikToker, federal, former federal incarcerated person, a veteran, and she was raised by 2 lesbian moms. She had 2 moms, so that makes me just adore her all the more. And let's hear from Morgan.
I actually liked the holidays when I was in prison. I know that sounds crazy and it always hurts to be away from your family, but those were some of the days where everyone made the most effort to recreate those feelings of family, belonging, and joy. I was so grateful to the friends that I had in there and the meals that we shared, especially when they would cook for me because I have no idea how to cook. I mean, I made such deep, lasting relationships in there that I am on the way right now to spend Thanksgiving with my best friend from prison. I remember a Thanksgiving where I laughed more and harder than I probably ever have a day in the free world. And it's those moments of being fully present with people that you love that I remain grateful for. And you can have those whether you're in prison or you're not.
Yes. Yes. Well said, Morgan. You can follow her on all social media platforms. It's Morgan. Her last name is Godvin, Godvin. And this next guest is, we'll end with that one. We'll go with Jesse Crossan. Jesse Crossan was incarcerated for 19 years in Virginia. You might have seen him on TikTok if you're one of the 1.1 million followers that he has. He's across all social media platforms, and his handle is Second Chancer. One word, Second Chancer. And Jesse is a good friend. He has been on our show before. He has slept on Jen's couch.
Nice jazzy little couch back
Yeah. And he's just a good guy and advocating for all the good things. He runs a nonprofit called the Second Chancer Foundation. Here's Jesse.
Prison is where I learned to be grateful because, as someone once told me, gratitude makes whatever we have into enough. So I did a gratitude list. Every morning or every evening, I would write down 5 things. And in the beginning, that was not easy. It was a struggle to come up with 5 things that I was grateful for. It'd be like, well, I'm grateful that I'm not going to bed hungry, or that the food isn't worse than it is, or that whatever. But as I built that habit and I started to find things to be grateful for every day, I ended up with a lot more than 5 things on my list. I remember looking around and being like, man, I'm grateful I'm able to get an education. I'm grateful I'm able to get fresh air. I'm grateful I'm able to get commissary. I'm grateful I have people who write me letters. I'm grateful I have a good cell partner. I have a good person to talk to in the pod. grateful that I have a job and I have these opportunities. And so over and over and over, it wasn't just that the things in my life changed, it was that my relationship to the things in my life changed. And rather than always seeing the negative, always seeing the self-pitying side, I started to see the things that I was grateful for and the ways in which I was lucky, the ways in which I was fortunate. And by focusing on that, that was what I started to feel rather than self-pity I'd known for most of my life.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, well said, Jesse, because, something that you learn through if you participate in recovery services or any type of substance use counseling or anything like that, they say that service work and gratitude is the way to stay sober and to stay healthy. And I think that's true. And in many spiritual traditions, I was raised Christian and Southern Baptist, and we had an old hymn, and I won't sing it, but it said, "Count your blessings and name them one by one." And the reason we were taught that God, our higher power, wanted us to remember the blessings that have happened in our life is because when you remember them, when you recount them, like now, they get stronger. They get stronger, and the energy that flows into our life for those blessings, it just gratitude eradicates doubt and despair, because you can have this firmness and this faith in those blessings that you've already had. So, what we would say, if God could do it once, he'll do it all the time, so it is recounting our blessings, and very well said. And that is that quote there that you have there is from Brenda. She's in our Lioness group page. So I wanted to make sure that people knew who she was. 32 years. God, we've had some people on here tonight. I mean, gosh, we've had 200 years worth of incarceration, I think, tonight.
More than that.
Yeah.
It has to be more than that. I really think it's more than that. Brenda, thank you for joining the show, and thank you so much. And welcome home, right? 19 months. You're still kind of fresh. So welcome home. Leah Jackson, private message me, and I'll make sure and check that on Facebook, and we will do that. I'm sorry that we are like so over. I do have another video.
Yes, honey, do it.
This is from our Dallas regional director for Lioness Justice Impacted Women's Alliance, Jennifer Owens. And she's not on camera. She's traveling. And so her phone is facing the view because she's enjoying that view and grateful for that was one of the things. So here's Jen.
Hey everyone, it's Jen here, traveling out of state for the holiday to go see my in-laws. Just wanted to send a quick video and let you all know what I'm thankful for this Thanksgiving. Well, really, every Thanksgiving since my incarceration. I'm always thankful for family, second chances, the new life, that I've been given, employment, friends, all of the big things, of course. But also, I'm thankful for the little things. And then these are things that most people would take for granted, may not even know that it's something really to be grateful for. And I'll give you some examples. So I'm always grateful for the ability to get up and use the restroom whenever I need to use the restroom.
Yes.
And not have to hold it
yep.
To the point of pain or whatever. I'm always grateful for the ability to take a shower whenever I want to take a shower. Whenever I feel like I need to take a shower, I can go and do that. I'm always grateful for the ability to go to bed at 8 p.m. at night or earlier if I want to because I'm tired, instead of having to wait up until 10 or 10:30 every night for count time. I'm always thankful for, toilet paper. That's a big one. People don't realize it seems like a very small thing, but toilet paper, it's a really big thing when you're incarcerated, and it's a hot commodity. And so I'm really grateful that I have the ability to buy it as much as I want and always have it available. I'm also grateful for this view outside my window right now as I'm riding in my passenger seat. I'm staring out the window. I'm grateful for my husband because he's driving. but this view, you know, there's no bars in front of it. There's no metal shield with holes. And I'm not handcuffed to another individual. Being transported across the state, pulling chain from whatever unit to another unit, in the toilet, you know, in the middle of the bus for everyone to see. I'm so grateful that I am not in that environment, that I can look out the window and I can see the landscape clearly. I can roll my window down if I want to. I can put my hands out. I can breathe the fresh air whenever I want to. I can open the door and I can go outside if I choose to. And these are all things that seem so small, but I am grateful for them, not only on Thanksgiving when we think about things we're grateful for, but I'm really grateful for these things every day. And so I just wanted to share that with you all. I hope you guys, everyone has a great holiday. Happy Thanksgiving. Wishing you all the best. Talk soon. Bye.
Well, golly, Jen Owens, am I going to be the one to start crying finally? You know, I love that she said all that, right? Like we've talked about the big things, and it is the little things, you know, because I think about those often too. Like I have the ability to, you know, have supplies to, you know, I have, which, you know, borders on stockpiling things, but the fact that I can have tampons and I can carry them in my pocket, how many ever I want, and that I don't have to plan every single thing I do and not see my loved ones because I may not have enough tampons. You know what I mean? Like those things that seem so small are incredibly huge, right? And I'm super grateful that, you know, even though I only use the cheap tissue, Marci, I have it in abundance, right? Like I can go get it whenever, you know, especially when I was on my monitor too. It was like, I couldn't, freedom was, I couldn't even walk over across the street to the store. And so now I stop at every gas station from here to Weatherford because guess what? I can. And I'm going to get a candy and a soda every damn time I stop, or a trinket or a hat, because those are small joys. And it kind of reminds us too, right? Like like Mandy had said earlier, putting things into perspective. Because while we're super grateful for all those things, it just reminds us of what our people on the inside have to deal with every single day, that they shouldn't. They shouldn't live holding their piss for hours at a time because somebody said no, they can't go to the bathroom, right? And just really having that perspective. So it's thank you, Jennifer Owens, for bringing that perspective down to a micro scale.
Jen O coming in hot.
Coming in hot, baby. Golly.
Yeah. The tearjerker and just the cold, or not the cold, but just the truth. The fact of the matter is this water came out of my brother's tap and I can drink it. It doesn't have anything floating in it. It's not brown. It doesn't smell funny. I can just drink it. I don't have to close my eyes and hold my breath, you know, the way we would have to drink water in there. But it is everything. And so thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. They're calling you out on this turkey call. I was trying to let it go. The people have spoken.
Have we done everybody's videos? And
we have. Let me
Okay.
just double check because I would feel terrible.
Well, I would like to, you know, also before we do our sign off with the turkey call, and it may not be as good as I think it is, but we'll see, right?
You are from East Texas.
Look who turned around. Look at
Taylor. She
Taylor.
wants to hear it.
Look at her face.
Taylor the cat wants to hear it.
But I just wanted to reflect on one of my favorite holiday memories of my life. I almost called you Lori. Lord have mercy. Marci.
I would have just see. Did you know that this works? I can just kick you right on. Call me the wrong name, and you're off the show.
Well, that's it. So, you know, I have a lot of wonderful holiday memories growing up too. I don't want to negate that. I love my family, but my favorite holiday memory of my whole life, and it was around the time me and Stormy were doing that time. And I was at Riverside and I was in 4 dorm. It was the commissary / maintenance dorm. And we lived in that dorm together, that group of women, for about almost 3 years, Marcy. There were 8 couples in that dorm. It was incredible. But anyway, it was a very, very family community feel in that dorm. And this was back in the day when they would allow us to do more things, which I think they are doing that more often now. But we made a huge part. We had a good officer, and we were having a big spread Christmas party throwdown, right? And in the day room was this long picnic, very heavy picnic table. It was a long table. Girl, we set all that up with food. We had everybody's music it was like the officer was like, I don't give a damn. Just don't get in trouble. So we were having a party. And I remember I had a thing of salsa in my hand, and I was running into the day room before they started, and I fell and I dropped it. And I cried, and everybody was laughing their ass off. Like, it was such a great time. We had wrapped gifts, we had done the whole thing, and then we had movies scheduled that we were all going to watch later that night. And it was one of the happiest holidays I've ever had in my life. And it was right there in prison, right there at Riverside. I think I was 20 years old. So what was your happiest, if you could pinpoint one?
My mind immediately goes to prison, but I think that's from my line of work, right? I don't know. I was thinking about the games that Deja, which she sent a video, Michelle Ramos sent a video. She used to be kind of in charge of making up the games and doing the prep work for them. So she would make up like versions of, I don't even know what the real name is. What is it when you have to act out a movie or a person?
Oh, like charades, yeah.
Charades, yeah. But she would do people that we were incarcerated with or staff. So like, and it was each other. Like, we were each other, or we were an officer, and you would have to act them out. And so she would arrange that. And I just, those little times, you almost forget where you are.
Yeah.
When you're in the middle of those type of moments, for sure.
Yeah, just to just be taken out of there. The holidays, as sad as they could be, you just immerse yourself in the moment to where you're not even there. You're not even there for just a little while.
And I think we have to do that out here, right? We have to live in the moment, and you have to find joy in the moment, even when there's stresses of Black Friday sales and Christmas gifts and all of the things, and who's coming to where, to what house, to what's going on, or am I by myself, or am I doing this, or relationships. That living in the moment is what makes life survivable, I think.
Yeah.
And that kind of happens out here too, right? So
yeah. Well, I'm grateful for y'all. I'm grateful for our podcast. It was an idea that we just didn't quite know what we're doing, and here we are over a year later. I think it's been a year, almost a year. We've learned and grown and created a community here that I look forward to every week, and I'm just really grateful for everybody that had comments tonight and insights and was willing to share and be vulnerable.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys for hanging in. The chat's been off the chain. I see you all, and I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for hitting the thumbs up or the hearts or tapping your screen, however you're watching us. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for sharing this live. And again, if you're listening to us wherever you hear your favorite podcasts, please leave a review there. We would just appreciate that so much. That helps our show reach an even broader audience. And Toonche, are you scared to do if you're scared?
I'm going to do the turkey. This is a turkey. Now, I don't know if it's an actual turkey call, Right, but it is a turkey. Okay.
Okay. Let's hear it, Toonche. Wait. I want to see your face while you're doing that.
I can't because I don't know what my face looks.
Thank y'all for hanging out with us on the Recyard Women's Prison Podcast with Marci Marie and Toonche. Make sure and subscribe to our channels so you'll